Now, today we begin the third chapter titled Rangas Marriage by Masti Venkateshna Iyengar. Right now, first thing you need to realize is this is a story that has been written way back in the past. All right, this has no relevance to the present condition that we are living in. I'm talking about the time when women were denied education. All right, I'm talking about the time when as soon as one reached the age of 11 or 12, they are considered ready to become brides. So all these are things which have died with the past. All right, now these things do not hold any relevance in the modern era. Still, for literature's sake, for the short story's sake, for the joy of reading sake, we are doing this, the third chapter titled Rangas Marriage. Fine? So we move on with the text. When you see this title, some of you may ask, Ranga's marriage? Why not Ranganatha Vivaha or Ranganathana Vijaya? Well, yes, I know I could have used some other mouth-filling one like Jagannatha Vijaya or Girija Kalyana, but then this is not about Jagannath's victory or Girija's wedding. It's about our own Ranga's marriage, and hence no fancy title. Hosali is our village. You must have heard of it. No, what a pity. But it is not your fault. There is no mention of it in any geography book. Those sahibs in England, writing in English, probably do not know that such a place exists, and so make no mention of it. Our own people too forget about it. You know how it is. They are like a flock of sheep. One sheep walks into a pit, the rest blindly follow it. When both the sahibs in England and our very own geographers have not referred to it, you cannot expect the poor cartographer to remember to put it on the map. Can you? And so, there is not even the shadow of a village in any map. So the story begins with our narrator starting with the fact that he has titled this story as Ranga's Marriage, which sounds very simple, all right, which sounds nothing grand, Ranga's Marriage, just like any other thing. And he says that as a writer, I could have given some fancy title to my story, like Jagannath's Vijaya or Girja Kalyana. I could have used any other mouth-filling words, but then I stuck to this simple title because this is the story about a boy from our village named Ranga and his marriage. And that is why the story is titled Ranga's Marriage. Next, he goes on to talk about his village, that is Hosali. All right. Now, Hosali is a village which is very unique to the point that there is no mention of it in any geography book or any mention of it in any map. All right. And now once again, that this story belongs to a time gone by, they talk about the sahibs of England who make maps. So you know Britishers have long liberated from India around 200 years back. Like they ruled for 200 years, now it's been 70 plus years since independence. So these are pre-Independence Day story, all right. He says that while the English sahibs were writing down names, they forgot our village. And the geographers who were supposed to make a mention of our village in the textbook, even they did not do so. As a result of which, the cartographer, now cartographer is a person who designs maps. So there is no mention of it in any textbook, nor is there any mention of it in any map. To people who live within the village, that village exists. Anyone outside of that, that village does not exist because there is no mention of it anywhere. All right? Sorry, I started somewhere and then went off in another direction. If the state of Mysore is to Bharatvarsha what the sweet Karikadabbu is to a festive meal, then Hosali is to Mysore state what the filling is to the Karikadabbu. What I have said is absolutely true. Believe me, I will not object to your questioning it, but I will stick to my opinion. I'm not the only one who speaks glowingly of Hosali. We have a doctor in our place. His name is Gunda Bhatta. He agrees with me. He has been to quite a few places. No, not England. If anyone asked him whether he has been there, he says, "No, Annaya, I have left that to you. Running around like a free-plastered dog is not for me." I have seen a few places in my time though. As a matter of fact, he has seen many. We have some mango trees in our village. Come visit us, and I'll give you a raw mango from one of them. Do not eat it, just take a bite. The sourness is sure to go straight to your Randhara. I once took one such fruit home and a chutney was made out of it. All of us ate it. The cough we suffered from after that. It was when I went for the cough medicine that the doctor told me about the special quality of the fruit. Just as the mango is special, so is everything else around our village. We have a creeper growing in the ever so fine water of the village pond. Its flowers are a feast to behold. Get two leaves from the creeper when you go to the pond for your bath, and you will not have to worry about having leaves on which to serve the afternoon meal. You will say I am rambling. It is always like that when the subject of our village comes up. But enough. If any one of you would like to visit us, drop me a line. I will let you know where Hosali is and what things are like here. The best way to getting to know a place is to visit it. Don't you agree? And so, our narrator, whose name has still not been disclosed to us, he talks about his village in glowing terms, even though it does not exist anywhere else on paper or on any piece of map. He said that this is a very important place, all right? It is what a filling is to a sweet. It is a very important part of Mysore, and you might disagree with it. He is talking to the readers, all right, to us. He says that you might disagree with it. I'm okay with it. That is your opinion. But I know what I'm talking about. I know what my village is about. And if you don't believe me, there are other people like me who think that my village is the greatest of all villages. In fact, we have a doctor as well, and his name is Gunda Bhatta, right? And he has been to a lot of places, and even he talks about Hosali in glowing terms. Then next, he talks about the special qualities which is unique to his village Hosali. First are the mangoes, all right? The special thing about the mangoes that are found in Hosali is that it is very sour. In fact, our narrator once made a chutney of the sour mangoes, and his whole family ate it, and everyone got ill. Everyone suffered from cough because the mango was so sour. Second is the creeper, the leaves of which are so big that you can sort of use it as a plate to eat your meal on, all right? So this, like subtle hints and all, shows where the story has taken place. The name, all right, Hosali, Mysore, Gunda Bhatta, the creepers. So they are talking basically about the southern side of India where banana leaves, they put food and they eat. They use it as plates, right? Banana leaves. But Unaleke Bandha said that our creeper leaves are so big that you don't need banana leaves. You can use creeper leaves as plates. So he says, you might not believe me, you might believe me, all right? But the best thing or rather, he said that the best way to know a place is to visit the place. So if you let me know, if you are interested in visiting my village Hosali, you let me know and I'll give you directions. You can come and see for yourself what a grand village our Hosali is. What I am going to tell you is something that happened 10 years ago. We did not have many people who knew English then. Our village accountant was the first one who had enough courage to send his son to Bangalore to study. It is different now. There are many who know English. During the holidays, you come across them on every street talking in English. Those days, we did not speak in English, nor did we bring English words while talking in Kannada. What has happened is disgraceful, believe me. The other day, I was at Ramarao's house when they bought a bundle of firewood. Ramarao's son came out to pay for it. He asked the woman, "How much should I give you?" "4 paise," she said. The boy told her he did not have change and asked her to come the next morning. The poor woman did not understand the English word change and went away muttering to herself. I too did not know. Later, when I came to Ranga's house and asked him, I understood what it meant. So now, he sort of is done with the introduction of his village, and he talks about how it was during his days. He said, nowadays everyone is talking in English, all right? It has become commonplace. You will hear in every corner, street corner, everyone can speak in English. But back in the day when this story had taken place, English was sort of a luxury, all right? None of the village people had gone out for education. The village accountant's son was the one who had gone to Bangalore to get further education, and that was quite unique to the village. Nowadays everyone is speaking in English. In fact, he says that there was a time when no one used even a single English word while they were speaking in Kannada, all right, their language. Like we do as well, all right? We are talking in Nepali, ek do word, we put it in English, right? So that did not used to happen during his days. It was purely local language. So then he gives an example as to how it caused confusion. Once he had gone to Rama Rao's house, and a woman came to sell, where is it? Where is it? Yeah, sell a bundle of firewood. So his son came out, Rama Rao's son, and he said, how much should I pay for the firewood? The woman said, 4 paise, all right? So once again, reference to a time gone by where you got a bundle of firewood for 4 paise. All right, nowadays it has no value whatsoever. In fact, none of us has seen 4 paise, what it looks like. So the woman says 4 paise, and the boy says, he speaks in Kannada, all right? He says, I don't have change, you come tomorrow, all right? Mere ma change hai na, bhuli aunu. So everything is said in Nepali except the word change. In the same way that guy talked in Kannada, but the word change was in English. And that woman could not understand the word change, all right? All she understood was, mere ma chhaina, bhuli aunu. So that old woman went away muttering. Not only the old woman, even our narrator did not know the meaning of the word change. It was Ranga who told him later about what change meant in their local dialect of Kannada. Fine. So language, it seems, or rather the ability to speak in English was a luxury back then, all right, confined to few sahibs. Naturally, because they are talking about a time about the Britishers. So very few people were given the privilege, or rather had the resources to pursue further education and learn the English language. This priceless commodity, the English language, was not so widespread in our village even a decade ago. That was why Ranga's homecoming was a great event. People rushed to his doorsteps announcing, the accountant's son has come. The boy who had gone to Bangalore for his studies is here, it seems. And, come, Ranga is here. Let's go and have a look. Attracted by the crowd, I too went and stood in the courtyard and asked, why have all these people come? There's no performing monkey here. A boy, a fellow without any brains, said loud enough for everyone to hear. What are you doing here then? A youngster, immature and without any manners. Thinking that all these things were now the past, I kept quiet. Seeing so many people there, Ranga came out with a smile on his face. Have you all gone inside? The place would have turned into what people call the black hole of Calcutta. Thank God it did not. Everyone was surprised to see that Ranga was the same as he had been 6 months ago when he had first left our village. An old lady who was near him ran her hand over his chest, looked into his eyes and said, "The Janewara is still there. He hasn't lost his caste." She went away soon after that. Ranga laughed. Once they realized that Ranga still had the same hands, legs, eyes and nose, the crowd melted away like a lump of sugar in a child's mouth. I continued to stand there. After everyone had gone, I asked, "How are you, Rangappa? Is everything well with you?" It was only then that Ranga noticed me. He came near me and did a namaskara respectfully, saying, "I'm all right with your blessings." So now we come to the point where Ranga is being introduced to us, all right? He says that English was a priceless commodity, our narrator. And it was during those days that Ranga had gone to Bangalore for further studies, and this was a very big thing for the village. When Ranga came back, the entire village went to see him, all right? And if they had gone inside his house, then they wouldn't even fit inside the house. So thankfully they were outside, because Ranga came outside after hearing all the noise and the commotion that was going around. Even when the narrator saw the crowd, he thought that, why are the people here? There is no performing monkey here. There was a time, all right, where monkeyहरू लिएर perform गरिन्थ्यो. It was a time before people had television, घरतिर बाँदरहरू बजाउन नचाउँथ्यो, एनजिमातिर पनि गर्थ्यो. So he thought, a boy, all right, a young boy, he came up to the narrator and said, "If there's no performing monkey here, then why are you here?" And he thought that this boy is mannerless, all right? He does not know how to respect elders. But what can we do? These are modern times. Then people saw that Ranga was still the same. I don't know what they were expecting. 6 months ko lagi gak थियो. They saw that he had the same face, same eyes, same nose. So they went away. Maybe they were expecting something else. An old lady, however, she came near him. Usko chest mein usko haath dera chhamyo, the thread which Brahmins wear. All right, Janewara. So she felt at the thread, and the thread was there, and she said, "All right, he has not lost his caste." To that old woman, religion was the most important thing. And after that, everyone went away, and then our narrator came forward and greeted Ranga. "Rangappa, how are you?" And it was then that our Ranga noticed the narrator, and he did a proper namaskar. All right, and he said, "I am all right with your blessings." So we'll stop here, and we'll continue with this in the next class, all right? So we stop at page 18, the line which ends with your blessings.